Hey y'all, we're back. It's a brand new episode of 5 Minute Majors. I'm your host, Derek Harper. I have a bit of a cold, so just kind of bear with me here, but let's dive into it. So the conference finals matchups are set for the three major junior leagues: Portland and Prince George in the WHL for the Western Conference, and Moose Jaw and the Saskatoon Blades in the East. Saskatoon continues their hot streak. Moose Jaw, they've shown that they mean that they're serious this season. Portland undefeated so far, 8 straight wins. However, they'll be the underdog for the first time in this season's playoffs. Prince George will host the first two games as well as the last two if necessary. In the OHL, the Memorial Cup host Saginaw Spirit are still in it. They are taking on the London Knights, who are an always powerful team. And then in the Eastern Conference, we have the Oshawa Generals taking on the North Bay Battalion. We'll see what happens there. And obviously, with the QMJHL, it is the Victoriaville Tigers taking on the Drummondville Voltigers in the Western Conference. And then in the Eastern Conference, we have the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles taking on the almighty and all-powerful this season, Baie-Comeau Drakkar. Now, Saginaw is an interesting team to watch. They loaded up, obviously, for this season's run since they're hosting the Dow Memorial Cup. So it'll be interesting. It's not the same situation as Wenatchee with how the Winnipeg management stripped all the covers of the draft picks to contend for championship. But it's similar in the fact that they could load up for the Memorial Cup, and then basically what that means is they're going to give away all their draft capital, all their draft assets, or at least most of them. There's that very high chance of that, meaning that in the future they will have a very long, possibly a rebuild. So we'll see what happens there. But the Blades, Igor Sidorov, he is this week's Player of the Week for his outstanding play in the Blades second round series against the Red Deer Rebels. Incredible play by him. He led all skaters with in points and goals with a pair of hat tricks and 2 assists for 8 points and a +5 rating. Now over in the Western Conference of the WHL, Portland's Jan Spoonar. Incredible goaltending so far. Just, I mean, 8-0-0 in the 2024 WHL playoffs, a 1.94 GAA, and a 931 save percentage, including one shutout. But the Winterhawks could not rely just on their goaltending. Their defense must come up strong if they are to beat this mighty Prince George team. Both teams have NHL prospects. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top there. I still think the WHL final will be the Saskatoon Blades and the Portland Winterhawks. That's my prediction. We'll see what happens. As far as the Memorial Cup prediction, we'll see what happens there. I wouldn't be shocked if Baie-Comeau Drakkar, the QMJHL, makes it. The other leagues, that'll be interesting. It'll be a quite the dogfight probably. Portland could maybe make it. Saskatoon, Prince George. I mean, it's clear that these 6 teams now from across the three major junior leagues are the best of the best this season. We'll see what happens. Obviously, there's a lot of NHL prospects in the mix in this year's playoff still. This year's Memorial Cup might be one for the ages, folks, and we'll see. We may be able to provide you live coverage there and exclusive behind the scenes content from that event. We'll see about that, but keep that in mind. And the conference finals for these three leagues, they are kicking off in the next few days. So get excited for that because this could be quite the ride. I think Portland Prince George goes 6. The Winterhawks take that in 6 is my prediction. The Moose Jaw versus Saskatoon series. I mean, that could go into from 5 to 7, I think. Um, the OHL, those series, not super familiar with those teams as well as the QMJHLs. But over in the Quebec League, I wouldn't be shocked if Baie-Comeau Drakkar just skates their way through the playoffs. but we'll see what happens in the Memorial Cup and about the quality of play there. Until next week, I'm your host.